I'm back downtown. I say about a half moon. That's cool, right? Half moon. That means the sun is hitting about half of the moon right now. Earth rotates every 24 hours, so every 24 hours we see night and day. But the moon, however, is tidally locked to the earth. That's why when I say you can cause a huge tidal wave by causing a jerk and a stop of the rotation of the moon. Reason being is because the moon is tidally locked to the earth. Hence, it's our basketball. Imagine palming your basketball in your hand and spinning with it. That's what we are doing with our moon. So, if you was to adjust that spin or push it towards you or push it away, it's just science, people. I mean, at this point, it's almost retarded how we excuse religion over science and just like science is in existence when it comes to God's creations. No, stupid. We are God's creations too. And we created all of this. I mean, we created letters, we created numbers, we created, I mean, come on, dude. And we could put all this art on one planet, so much so that it's causing a global warming because we don't want to get off the planet and explore other regions. That's the problem. Just because we don't have certain elements that we have yet to figure out how to carry across planets, interplanetary. We ain't talking about galaxies right now. We're talking about planets. We're talking about just getting water and electricity and nutrition from one planet to the next. I mean, come on now. We're talking about going to Mars already. Why can't we do Venus? Why can't we do whoever says we can't do Venus is goofy. Like, it's the dumbest, it's the most stupid. Not that down people are come on. The reason why I will always exist because I came up with the idea. Whether if I ever push the idea forward or not, coming up with the idea, Einstein's just like the theory of a black hole. Before we ever confirmed there was a black hole, Einstein came up over 100 years ago that there is theories of a black hole. Does that make Einstein irresistant because he didn't determine the definite answer to the black hole? No. The fact that he thought of it to begin with is just that special. And the fact that I carry the message, and I carry the message, and I carry the message, and I carry the message to beat it in stupidity. You know how you get the people to become the way they are is ignorance at a fault for a very long time. It's the same thing as like when you don't see a no turn on red sign and people just sit at a red light. Do you see a no turn on red sign? We're in Pennsylvania, it's a state law. But people are just, like normally, like Allegheny and Richmond. It's the most dumbest left-hand turn onto a highway you will ever see. Right-hand turn, onto a highway you will ever see. Because if people don't know it, they will literally stop at the red light and never move until the light turns green. It blocks traffic, and then people will go around that person, and now you got to deal with a NASCAR race car driver behind you. It's just the hypocrisy of America today. How everybody has so much entitlement and nobody has no direction. That people will sit there at a red light and text when they fall and be so distracted at the most dangerous thing they would do, not in the entire day, in the entire life. Driving is the most dangerous thing that majority of people will ever encounter. Let's look at a job like this, where you got to deal with actual hazards. You're a normal person working behind a 9-to-5 desk job. Driving is the most dangerous thing by far that you'll ever encounter, unless you play Russian roulette on a natural basis. And people just sit there and text and not pay any attention to the road as if driving is just an everyday common offense. Bro, people die. Just about as many people die from car accidents than gun violence. But you never hear about those statistics now, do you? You never hear about extra road crossing or buckle up or, extra crap that would save people's lives unless you get a DUI and they're going to tax you for it. But people do so much double parking and silly driving that never get addressed, and not just the city, the world, period, till it's to a fault now where people can't drive. Driving has become like I feel like I can drive like Dale Earnhardt Jr. because I got to deal with so many bad drivers on the road that you got to become such a good driver that you damn near are driving professional. So not only can I play basketball, not only can I rap, oh no, I can drive professionally too. Thanks for that. But anyway, we're at Love Park. Never really come down here, to be honest with you. Your average Philadelphia is not really like Center City guy, the inner barrel kids that is real, because the life in the arrow barrel, as you clearly see, is so much different from this type of lifestyle. This is like the tourist attraction. People that come to the city, why people come to Philadelphia. This is beautiful. And when you look at the area that I just came from the other day to an area like this, it's literally night and day difference. Philadelphia had long stand the rule that nothing was supposed to go over that building there. That City Hall, I forget who that is. Who that? William Penn statue on top of the City Hall building is supposed to be the highest thing ever in Philadelphia for the longest amount of time. Until recent ages when you start competing for bigger and bigger building spaces. But if you flatline all this crap before it gets too far and realize how to really anchor better and get us farther closer to our mothership and start to, really regulate the trajectory of where we're going in life. Because right now we have no direction. We're trying to avoid wars and avoid plague and try to control economies. And this is the dumbest thing that ever known to man, and I'm sure God didn't want that. Like, I'm almost 100,000% that God didn't want that. So why do we have that? Greed, selfishness. The definition of selflessness is the unconditional love for yourself and others. So much so that you forget the crab in the barrel mentality and you start to pick a man up mentality. That you want everyone to feel this feeling that you feel because you didn't know this feeling existed. Because a lot of people are stuck in selfishness, which means you love nothing. Let that sink in. If you selfish for everything, majority of my population, some of them never listen to the outdated traits, is stuck in that everything me, the word. Like, a lot of people really think the world revolves around them. That's the craziest feeling. You get to breathe out around you, and then you be living life as if I was doing on that basketball video. But as you see, the world clearly don't revolve around me, not this. I don't want to be people for too long, and I don't want to be upset, and I don't want to come off upset. I'm very happy, I'm very educated, and I'm very determined. But please don't challenge me. If I come up with an idea, just know it was a very long time before I ever decided to publish anything. It was a very long time. I had these thoughts. It was an extremely long time when I had these visions. And this is God calling, not mine. Because Aaron Wilkerson may very well lose his job. May very well, whoever. Who knows where Aaron Wilkerson will go. But it happened to Aaron Wilkerson before, so do he fear anything? Nope. He just knows this makes space for more opportunity and better places to go because life is a stepping stone. And the average person only work at a job for 2 years. So how long I've been in this job? 1 to 2 years. The only thing really holding me down really is property, because I really want to anchor myself before I start to jump in this direction, because if I do so too quickly, I'll have to start all over. Not that I don't love my job, but when you love something, like DMX said, let it go. If it come back to you, it's yours. If not, fuck it, you never know. Facts.
Hold you.
Big facts.
Hold you.
Big facts.
Hold you.
Goddamn right. You the man. God bless you, son. So we down at City Hall. Everybody do with their own demons, man. I just blessed him in his own way, and I would never understand that, and he would never understand that either. But God just blessed him, and we just keep it moving. I'm not gonna walk all the way down here, but I mean, this is a nice piece of architecture here in itself. I mean, again, Philadelphia has such good architecture as a city, and it's a shame that we have to deal with those rural areas that really never get addressed. That takes away from such beauty of citizenship city like this. I mean, literally, the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall. I mean, so many places, South Street. I mean, it don't jump like it used to jump, but it should. I mean, listen, the depression is real. We are depressed in this town. This is, again, the poorest major city in all major cities in America. Let that sink in. This is the poorest major city in all major cities in America. But this little New York, they need to learn opportunity. I mean, Philadelphia is probably the most fastest upgrowing city in America. But at the same time, it's the poorest city in America. You know what that means? That the wealth gap is spread so far. That means you got a lot of poor people and a lot of rich people, and it transferred to a relatively poor community, but it's a relatively spread community because you got really wealthy people. I think Patti LaBelle, Bill Cosby still live in Philadelphia. Charles Barkley still got places. Like, certain big time people still got places in Philadelphia, our surrounding areas. Again, not a rant. Just taking in a lot of beauty at night. I'm just talking to you guys. This is Father Time. I mean, literally, I had the answers I was born. I was just tired of it. Wake up, call one. If you do not know your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, or whoever your Lord and Savior is, whether it be Buddha, whether it be Allah, but a lot of times it all translates to the same message. Get to know Him. This is not fake. Aaron do not wake up and want to be religious. You can ask anybody to know Aaron. That's the least thing in his mind. The last thing I wanted to be was my calling. Pastor. preaching. I knew it. The last thing you want to do is spread the message. But I was taught as a Christian to spread the message. You're supposed to actually be like Jehovah's Witnesses, believe it or not. But a lot of the time we just go to those choir rehearsals on Thursdays, usher rehearsals on Wednesdays and Fridays, or whatever the case may be. Bible study, vacation Bible school, all those type of church expenditures. Go to church on Saturday, go to church on Sunday twice, and we never really spread the message. We just sit inside the church community and act holier than thou. And that's the most least objective matter of what God had intended. So that's why I really left the church and was like, you know what? Let me get all the way away from him. So when I turn up on him, they be like, wow, he's the least guy you expected. And that's how you hit it in the face. Is you don't want to come off as this overly holy Christian dude. But every time I get religious, you already know I always carry some type of symbolic looking, device, whether it be a real book or just a tablet that signifies some type of religious type of format. You just know that you're challenging God every time, and God challenging you, and that's how you get to the message. You want to challenge God. You never want to fear God. You got to understand that God is an unconditional loving God. So, will he ever want to see you fail? No. So a lot of times when he teaches you things, it's just testing your strength, your mental and physical capability. I'll walk around this architectural figure. Again, monument. I'm sure this is a memorial, something dedicated for somebody or somewhere for something. And these are the things that you would like to reside at. I'm going to ask this young lady with the legacy meter and see how they respond. Hey, excuse me, young lady, can I bother you out for a second? I'm doing a quick documentary. I just want to ask y'all what does legacy mean to you?
What's that?
What does legacy means to you?
Legacy means everyone live forever.
Okay. Or your message should live forever, right? Okay. Thank y'all. Have a good night. See, a lot of people don't understand what legacy means, but I mean, you got it. She got it, though. Even if she didn't understand it, live forever. You see that? Legacy. So, if I art in heaven, then I shall live forever. And that's all I care. That's all I'm experiencing about. And so that it does make me more spiritually powerful than you guys, because you came up with nothing. But as soon as somebody gives you an answer, y'all want to challenge the answer. And that's the wrong way to go. I gave an answer. I gave a confident answer. I gave a positive. Have I ever been to Venus? No. That's why it's art in heaven. Go to church. I'm okay back across the joint one way because, that's really the thing. Now, you know what? More architecture. And let's just see, the rumors, because I'm sure it's, people laying here and things of that nature. It's still encampments. A lot of construction. Again, they always try to build cities like this up because they want the return of the ROI, return of investment, to come back as fast as possible. And just as fast as, a city like this spend a lot of taxpayers' dollars on a lot of things like this, they want to see that ROI, return on investment. And that's what it's all about this way. We live in a capitalist environment where everything is about ROI, or return on investment. And a lot of times, those space missions, people used to see the ROI, but who wants to see the ROI in life? Like, that's the biggest ROI, because if something ever hit us, then, there's no investment. If we run out of our potent resources and we don't have nowhere else to replenish it, it's just you always took to not put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, it's an old folktale saying. So why are we putting our eggs in one basket? I don't know. I don't have an answer. These are the questions I ask myself, and I challenge myself to a different direction that the majority of the population chooses, and that makes me the under. And God loves immigrants. Because you taught to lead anyway. You want to follow mythical books that was around since my ancestors. How much have life changed since you've been around? The cell phones around in the Bible, they were carving stones on tablets. Like literally.